Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Before I go any further with this video, let me apologize. I am very sorry. This video is going to touch on those touchy subjects, and I need to apologize because it's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. Those people, unfortunately, will be connected to my black heritage, and I need you to understand that this shit needs to stop. If it doesn't stop, people are probably going to be hurt, maimed, unalived. Something bad can possibly happen because of the simple fact that, it's being done. It's mostly being done by black people. And I didn't want to take this to TikTok because I'm limited on my freedom of speech there. I'm not limited on my freedom of speech here, which is again why I apologize first. Because what I'm about to tell y'all, you can take it with a grain of salt if you like. But you should still probably, if anything, take it into consideration. Because it's happening. And I'm not equipped to deal with it. I'm definitely not equipped to stop it. But I can put the word out so that someone who is equipped to deal with it, can at least get on top of it. So 2 things. The first thing is indigenous erasure. There are a fuck ton of black people on TikTok that are saying that the Native Americans are now the so-called Native Americans and that black people are the original Native Americans. Okay. We're not going to touch on that any further than that. Sort of. We're going to touch on it, but not so much. Because those same black people are the ones running around hollering that they are Hebrew Israelites or Moors, and more importantly, that they are gods. And this is where I draw the line. I don't care about your religion, as long as you don't push it down my throat. Because I don't push my religion down your throat. Fair is fair. I don't push mine down your throat. You don't push yours down mine. You can believe what you want. I'm more than willing to accept what you believe because I have to accept what I believe. But to the black people on TikTok that are going around hollering in the same breath or talking out of both sides of your neck, you cannot be an aboriginal to this land of America and say you were gods. Alright? Now, like I said, this is going to piss off black people, and I'm prepared for that smoke that I'm probably going to get. But at that same time, you have to understand who your audiences are. I can tell you the things that pop up on my FYP. Alright? Wrestling, martial arts, comic books, cosplay, native stuff, black stuff. That's 6 things right there. Miscellaneous shit. What the fuck's the other shit? There's at least 7 or 8 other things. So altogether it's like between 9 and 10 things that pop up on my FYP. And somehow, like if I go into one live or another, I'll get transferred when that live ends to these lives with black people who are hands down problematic. If I'm not in a group that says they are the original Native Americans, I'm in a group that says black people are gods. Or black people are Hebrew Israelites and Moors. So, I don't really know shit about the Moors. I don't know shit about the Hebrew Israelites. I'm probably not saying that right. And I don't care. If you want to claim that shit, that's fine. You can be a Moor. You can be a Hebrew Israelite. You can even be a Native American because I'm mixed Native. And Natives come in all shapes and colors. And for the most part, if you are black American, not African American that migrated or immigrated here, you are more than likely mixed with either white or Native American. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it, unless you were one of the other people who were mixed with being black and Chinese, Japanese, or any other Asian diaspora. 9 times out of 10, you are going to be mixed with indigenous or white if you were born in America, Canada, South America, etc. Or as they say in TikTok, Turtle Island. Now, this is where shit pisses me off, and this is where I say I'm sorry again. No human of flesh and blood is a god. Now, if you want to say you're a demigod, like you're the son of Zeus or some shit, I'm willing to let that go. I'm willing to take the supernatural track that's possible. It is highly possible because no one can prove that the Greek gods did not exist, just like they can't prove that the Norse gods did not exist because the Greek gods went to Mount Olympus when that was over, and the Norse mythology went to Valhalla. And if you were human in one of these places, you went to the Elysian Fields or some shit. I'm pretty sure I didn't say that right, but you've all probably watched Hercules, so you'll know what I'm talking about. Where people on the Americas, we went with the Creator, depending on your belief, heaven, unless you went to hell or purgatory. You understand? So getting all that religious stuff out the way, you do not know who you're listening, or let me rephrase that. You don't know who's listening to you. Which is why when I do martial arts, with the exception of the last couple of videos, I try to tell everybody, for all it's worth, please do not attempt this shit at home. Because someone is more than likely going to get hurt. And I don't want that on my conscience, but more importantly, I don't want you being injured, maimed, or accidentally unalive yourself for some shit that I've been doing since I was 7 years old. Alright? Or, as they say, just because you can do it doesn't mean that you should do it. Okay? And you don't have to agree with that, and that's fine. But you have to understand something. There are kids on TikTok too. Kids are going to school and learning about gods, and their minds might get twisted. It's like, well, I'm the same color as this guy. He says we're gods. A kid's mind and imagination can be dangerous to a kid. I know, I have scars over here from trying to fly. What if one of the kids that somehow is on your TikTok believes that they are a god and thinks that they can fly? Because gods have no limit to their powers. Not real gods, if such a thing. Greek gods didn't have no limits to their powers. Demigods didn't have limits outside of death, but once they died, they would ascend, and some of them would become constellations, depending on your rule of Greek mythology and what Greek books you had. There's more than just one. There's more than the Iliad. There's more than the Trojan War. So, depending on how many Greek stories you read and how deep you go into the mythology of Greek mythology, then you know gods pretty much had no limits. No, outside of death. And the only reason that I know gods could die is because Twilight of the Gods and Titans and all that other shit. Alright? Now, in Greek mythology, the gods were born of the Titans. So we don't know where the Titans came from, but we know that the gods were the children of the Titans. Specifically, Zeus and his siblings. And then Zeus's kids, who were also gods. There's a lot of incest going on in that book. Anyway, moving on. If you are a person of color, I need you to step back. I need you to take a knee, especially if you are a black person preaching that you are God. And I don't want to hear black man, white woman, black baby. Black man, Asian woman, black baby. Black man, black woman, black baby. It doesn't make you God. That just means your gene pool is strong. Gods. Let's Google what a god is. What is a god?
Here's the definition of God. In Christianity and other monotheistic religions, the creator and ruler of the universe and source of all moral authority, the supreme being.
It left off a deity and goddess. So, let me go to this part that says, what is considered a god? Also, a god is capitalized as a supreme or almighty reality, especially the perfect being in power, wisdom, and goodness, whom people worship as the creator and the ruler of the universe, a being believed to have more than human powers. Ancient people worshipped many gods. Now you see what I'm saying? There will be kids who will worship you and who will do unexcusable shit to themselves to prove that they are worthy. We don't need this happening in the youth of America, and especially the youth of people of color. So if you're on TikTok and you reach this, and you are black, or African American, or Hebrew Israelite, or more, you can be all those. But what you can't be is a god. Stop telling people you're a god. Stop telling yourself you're a god. If you literally have no superpowers whatsoever, you are not remotely close to a god. And you need to stop that shit before somebody, or even you, gets hurt. And the reason why I say that, before I end it, what was it that, what's his name said in the 300? Today is a day we make gods bleed. I'm pretty sure I got that wrong. No, this is some singer. Quote from Leonidas from the 300.
According to IMDb, King Leonidas, the world will know that free men stood against a tyrant, that few stood against many, and before this battle was over, even a god king can bleed.
Enough said. I had to remember the guy's name to make the quote. That last part is the part that you should be worried about the most for you people who think you are gods. You may come across somebody who thinks they're Leonidas. And he goes, even a god king can bleed. What are you going to do when they make you bleed because you believe you are a god? I'm going to explain that in this video. See, the thing is about these gods and these myths and legends, the only reason why people considered them gods was because of their height and their build, because they were built like made out of granite, Adonis type guys, giants even, maybe Nephilim. But in case you don't understand, a Nephilim is half human, half angel. If you're half human, you can bleed, which means you are not immortal, which means you can die. So, understand, if you're out here and you actually are Nephilim, more power to you. Prove it, so I can leave you the fuck alone. But if you are not a Nephilim, and you actually are just a man, just like me, stop. Because someone's going to prove to you that even a god king can bleed. I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. Be seeing you. One more thing. As I said at the beginning of this video, I believe in God. I believe in lower level gods too. I believe in native deities. I also believe that there's things out here that we will never understand until we leave this world. But I also believe that you should not push your luck fucking with the supernatural, just in case you stumble across something that you can't kill. That being said, I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. Be careful.